Hi, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to remove the door panel on a Mazda CX-60 and then I'll demonstrate how to replace it. By the door lever, I pull this back and then I've got to remove this protective cover. I take my screwdriver, I insert it in a little gap here and I peel that out. There are two star screws that need to be removed. Note the one is smaller and the one is larger. Under the armrest there's a little plastic cover there. I take my screwdriver and I push it in here to open that cover. And then I just remove that. It's held in place and I just need to open that star screw. Note the size, this is also the larger one. Towards the bottom here there's a flap, so I can actually get my fingers there underneath. I'm actually in this flap now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this towards me and I'm going to be separating the push pins. So along the inside of the door panel are these panel pins and I'm going to be pulling these apart. So it is going to be quite tight and it makes quite a distinct sound, like a gong as you pull this apart. But the key here is don't pull it vigorously, just pull it and control it. So it must just go to about there. So I'm just going to pull it and get my hand in between here and that's it. If you can't get your fingers in here, you can use a pry tool just to help. Now for the remainder of the door panel, I'm very close to the door, my knee's right here, and the reason for that is if the door panel wants to fall, I'm right here, I can support it. So I'm just going to separate all the panel pins now along the door. Now in this car there are panel pins all the way to the top and also up here. So I'm pulling these panel pins all the way even up here. Now over here at the top, I take my fingers and I just also separate this, and there I've just heard that click. You might be able to see that it's open there. And now there's one more pin here holding this onto the door frame. And I'm just taking my hands from the inside and over here. So I'm really going to get round it. So my hand is going inside here and my hand is right inside here, and I'm going to grab from here and now I'm going to separate it. I'm going to pull it towards me and it is very stiff, and there we go. Notice that I kept it close to the door. I didn't pull it very far. Now here's the door lock and the door lever cables, and all I need to do is remove this little module. So I grab it with two hands and I release it. So there, I just pulled it like that. So it's like I twist it like that and then it comes out. Notice that was inside there. So I've obviously pulled that back. There is the door lock and door lever, so I don't have to detach these two wires. The next step is to release these two cables. Now I depress that and pull that out. Now remove the cable for the window winder. It is quite tight and it comes from here. Right, here is the door panel, and this is the inside view of the door, and this happens to have the Bose sound system. There's the speaker, and now it's time to reassemble. Now when reassembling, just make sure that these panel pins are in good working order. Unfortunately, sometimes they break. Like this one over here, it's actually damaged, and this one over here, it's damaged at the back. Now on this vehicle, you might notice that there's two different types. One has like a foam washer and the other one doesn't. This is the part number for the spare parts, and unfortunately these things do break, so I'm just sliding this in and replacing it with brand new ones. Make sure all the pins are in place. Plug in the wires, and this one goes in there. There it is. This is a bit of a short wire, and then feed this in like that. This part here goes in the hole and just position it in place. It does make a bit of a click. Don't worry if it's a bit loose. Remember, the screw is going to hold this in place. Now it's time to fasten the door panel onto the door. Just do a final check. For example, this wire must be in there. There's a little recess there for it. Check nothing is in the way. Check everything is going to fasten neatly. Check that the door handle assembly is still in place. Just make sure that this is flush. You might even have to tap this with a hammer just to make sure this is flush. This is the pin that goes in that hole, and it is pretty firmly in place. So when you're pulling the panel off, you might deform the chassis here. It's very thin. If yours looks like it's protruding a bit or it has some bends here, then you will need to tap it in place. Otherwise, this won't fasten correctly. Align all the pins, and now I get the door panel very close to the door and I gently press on it. With the door panel aligned, I just wiggle the door panel a bit and I can see that it's got no free play. So that means I'm in alignment. All those push pins are in alignment because when I try and shift this a little bit, it's stuck. Now, while holding the back of the door, I gently push my hand here and I press, and there I heard it click. And I do the same all round. Now there's also some over here, and I just press it, and there's a very firm one over here. So I'm just going to support the door when I press this one. Now the bigger one is at the back, and the smaller one is in the front. Check that this is operational. Return the cover by flipping the lever and just pressing that in place. Makes a definitive click. Return the bottom screw and close the cover. While supporting the back of the door, go around tapping the door to make sure that all the panel pins are pressed in place, including on the top here. Since this was the back door and there's no airbag, I did not disconnect the battery. So now I can quickly check that the lights and the window winder and the door are working correctly. check that the illumination is functional. There you can see it shining on my hand. And there's another one over here. And the job is now done. Thanks for watching and cheers.